care. Kama hakuna do, mbona mnawaambia? You know, it's also a problem. So if you promise them, wape. That is also something else. But for me naambianga even my players. My friend, it is not really about, okay, yeah, sawa. But this is AFCON. This is about bragging rights. This is about your national anthem and your national flag. Try, do it. Umechaguliwa. Go do it for the sake of your nation, not really because of money. Wacha ikienda ligi kwa ligi.
Celine interview.
Yes.
Watu walipe tu, it should be standard. Ni kama kusema sasa mtu akichezea huko timu yako ya Uganda, ati sasa kama mtu alipwa tu ati sababu ati unachezea national team.
Again,
it should be policy.
That's their job. That's
their deal. That's their livelihood. That's a professional player.
In as much as you're saying you should play for the badge, it's their job. Ni kama vile mimi na mkanga naenda mjengo. That's the same way.
Atakukata waweke mwingine hapo.
Okay, just the way on today's game, I feel like Uganda is going to bring up a show, even though I'm not learning Benin. If you look at the Ugandan squad, there is this young star. He was shining during the CHAN. I think he's called Alan Okello. Very good midfielder. And then you look at the squad, they have the likes of Aucho Khalid. Aucho has played football. Mostly he has played for African teams. He was in Yanga and then he moved. I think he brings the experience to the team. I feel like today they're going to pull out a show. It might end up them winning or a draw. So I don't sideline any team. Tunasemanga hii ni ile game ya
watu watusikie vizuri.
Mwenye atashinda ashinde.
This is a draw.
Group C, of course, Tunisia versus Uganda. Hapa anasema draw. Hapa Celine anasema Ucho atachangamkia watu yetu ya Tunisia. Of course, we'll see how that game, of course, will pan out. The game will be played at the Olympic Stadium in Rabat, or they call it Stade Olympique Annex Complex Sportif Prince Abdallah. It's a stadium, of course, I was able to cover. I covered the Rabat Diamond League in May 2025. It's a lovely field. Basically, that particular stadium was created just specifically for athletics, but now they renovated it. Now has some lovely turf to play football. So Tunisia and Uganda will definitely enjoy that particular stadium. Looking at the fans, Barnabe, do you think the turnout in those stadiums? I was looking at the stadiums in Marrakesh, of course, and the stadiums in those other like fairs. Do you think the turnout is as was expected? But the turnout is just bigger in the capital city like Rabat, where now Morocco, of course, are stationed?
Definitely don't expect Morocco matches to, the turnout to be the same as Uganda versus, any other team. But we understand that they are Moroccans.
Yes, Moroccans. Yes.
Moroccans love football, yes. And they'll definitely turn up. They will cheer up, definitely. And there are other foreigners, the Ugandans, the Tanzanians who, live in those countries.
Yes.
But we expect not to see it as, electric as the Marrakech side.
Yes.
But it will be a good show, and I think fans will definitely want to enjoy such matches, because kuna hiyo pia kitu ya kwamba ni mechi za kwanza. Ikifika katikati ndio most of the time unapata zimeanza the numbers are reducing.
Yes.
But this time I think they might turn up and you'll see some people going to watch those matches.
And of course, just before I will let my analyst, of course, leave, I'll ask them about the measures that FKF has, sanctions that he has threatened, of course, for Gor Mahia and Nairobi Boys, of course, in the SportPesa League. And of course, I'll ask them about, there was an incident where lasers are being beamed on people when they're taking free kicks or when they're taking set pieces, or on goalkeepers when penalties are being taken. And apparently, there are about, I think, a stadium currently right now, like for example, the Prince Muli Abdullah Stadium has about, I think, over 800, allegedly has over 800 CCTV cameras. So the people who were found with lasers, I understand they were pinpointed. You'll weigh into that. But just before we get into that, we are giving away this decoder. I'm just wanting to remind you, you're wondering why am I having a box? It's not a box of chocolates, otherwise Celine will be having it. It's a box, of course, with a decoder for you to watch the Africa Cup of Nations, courtesy of Azam TV. In Azam TV, Max, we want you to win it. And the simple way to win it is just to tell us, will South Africa be able to actually go all the way to the final of the Africa Cup of Nations 2025 in Morocco. Does South Africa have the teeth? Bafana, do they have the teeth to make it all the way and win, of course, the AFCON 2025? Talk to us. Our producer, Boniface Kimanzi, has this. We'll be seeing, of course, a sampling with other juries to see who, of course, has the best answer, interesting answer, and, of course, you stand a chance of winning this particular decoder. Celine, weighing into FKF. FKF, of course, a statement. They said, of course, investigations are underway, yes. And they are saying that Gor Mahia to respond to it by 5 p.m. today. Wayne also compare it now to the stadiums in Morocco. And of course, what measures need to be taken. Now they're blaming Naiboys and Gor Mahia, and yet it's not even their fault. Honestly,
I'm not being biased, but I'm going to say the blunder was Gor Mahia's. Because first thing first, okay, why do you put... They could have done like this: Gor Mahia sit on the side, and Nairobi United fans sit on this side. Now they put this 2 stands for Nairobi United, 1 stand for Gor Mahia. And when Nairobi United fans started throwing the flares into the pitch, Gor Mahia fans wakakasirika, wakatukana nyonyo zao na fimbo, wakaendea wale fans wa Nairobi United.
Najua hiyo story tunawapatia yellow card.
Unapata na yellow card?
Napatia
Gor Mahia.
Napatia Naiboys. Gor wanafaa kupewa red.
Okay,
nafaa kupatiwa red. Hawa ni wa Naiboys ndio walikuwa rusha.
Yeah, and the fact that the Naiboys fans were being beaten without responding, it showed a lot. And most people are saying that those were goons hired, because if you look at the end of the game, the Azam bus was injured, the Gor Mahia was injured, but the Nairobi United bus was not touched. Now the Gor Mahia fans are trying to pinpoint and say it was Naiboys fans that did that. And the Naiboys fans were actually beaten. And they were jumping from the stands. Actually, some people lost their lives. So I feel like FKF should look at it. They are investigating, but I think Gor Mahia is the one to be blamed.
But my question is, what are they investigating sahi? The arrests zingefaa kuwa zilifanywa hapo. Kuna cameras. Azam ilikuwa na